Hello and welcome back to the channel. It is Sunday. It is time for another tactics testing video. This tactic is not from FM Arena. It is from Josh Daly. A link down to his channel and down to the video describing this tactic is down below. Thanks to him for letting me use this. We're going to use 5 teams across the continent of Europe and we're going to see how good this underdog tactic is when put to the test with some really poor teams. So the 5 teams that we are going to use are Scunthorpe, Salernitana, Blackpool, Clermont and Motherwell. Each of these teams, if we're just going to have a quick look through them, Scunthorpe are predicted to finish in 24th bottom, 200 to 1 along with Hartlepool at the bottom of Sky Bet League 2. Blackpool are in the Championship. They are predicted to, and I'm obviously going to need to write Championship here. So they are in the Championship and they are predicted to finish in 23rd, 250 to 1. We are still on the old database using this. We haven't using the new database with effectively the FM23 skin on it. We have Motherwell in the Scottish Premiership. They're predicted to finish in 7th, 200 to 1. They're not inside that top 6 there. Aberdeen at 50, Motherwell behind them in 7th at 200 to 1. We're going to take it on with Clermont in French Ligue 1. They are predicted to finish in bottom, 450 to 1, clear bottom. They came up last season, predicted to finish bottom as I just said. Let's see how we can get on with them. And last but not least, Salernitana. They are in Serie A in Italy. And they are predicted to finish, I believe they're predicted to finish bottom. Yep, 2,000 to 1 to win the league. So no chance of them staying up. Those are the 5 teams we're going to do. We are going to start off with Scunthorpe. That's where we are right now. I'm going to go a year into the future and let's see what Scunthorpe can do. Now, we are 1 year into the future. And before we get into it, I'm not going to dissect this tactic too much because that is all done over on Josh Daly's video. As I said before, the description we'll have a link for that. We will show you in a bit of gameplay action just so you can get a look at it, but I'm not going to dissect it too much because, like I say, he does it in his video and he'll do it a lot better than why I do it, considering it his tactic. As for the results for Scunthorpe, we've got to go back because we've crossed over into the next season. They have they won in the FA Cup first round. They lost in the FA Cup second round to MK Dons. In the Papa John's, they didn't get out the group stages there, and it looks as if they've done pretty well as well. So we're just going to go stages. We're going to go back to this season, and they finished 12th. They won 19 of their 46 games, one more than they lost, 66 points in a league that from 19th all the way up to probably even 3rd. There's 15 points between all those teams. Such a tight league this season. But Scunthorpe have absolutely exceeded all expectations with this formation. 66 points from 64 games. We're going to have a quick look at some of the gameplay there. We're going to pick this 3-0 victory over Harrogate in the league to have a look at. When you get into that game, we're going to obviously move it to 2D as we usually do and have a good look at what this is. Another tactic where it looks as if they were on top for the most part. If we just move this now to 2D and we'll move it just a little bit quicker as normal, and we watch this formation here as Burns cuts in from the right hand side all the way across the field and beats him with an absolutely fantastic finish from about 30 yards. Again, ball into Sinclair to Beeston. Great ball over for Burns, who seems to be at the heart of everything good they're doing. Beats the keeper at his near post there. I'm not sure what position Beeston's meant to be playing, but he is, like I said, been at the heart of everything. Here he does pick up the ball again to Miller on the right, into Hallam, who puts it in, header in the 94th minute. So just looking at Beeston is that right-sided central midfielder. He seems to be absolutely everywhere. I don't know whether Grant would be the same when he's having a particularly good game. Beeston's obviously played an 8.6 in that game. Grant has played a 6.8. So maybe that's why he's had a lot more of the ball. Burns and Sinclair both playing above a 7. Sinclair playing a 7.7 without getting a goal or an assist. So really making the use of both strikers. It's been a really good season. And we're going to go now over to Italy and to Salernitana, who, as we just shown you, are predicted to finish bottom of Serie A, 2,000 to 1 to win the league. Let's see how they get on in Serie A. It's probably a much tougher league as well. And as we saw with Grufafer last week, a top flight team can really struggle with some of these formations. So, no such luck with this one. Salernitana gave a good account of themselves, but they went down 29 points from 38 games, won 7 out of the 29, 15 games unbeaten in that league, lost 23 of them, goal difference of minus 35, so nothing really to shout home about here. We just quickly look at the schedule, and it's that end of season run here. They get back-to-back victories against Genoa and against Juventus, a 2-0 and 3-0, but then from then on they only won one more game. That was against Venezia, lost against Roma, lost against Milan, against Atalanta, against Sassuolo, drew with Udinese, lost against Spezia, drew with Sampdoria, and lost against Lazio, and that is what did it. At this point here, they probably would have been a few points clear of the relegation zone, but not winning in their last 9 games has really come back to haunt them. We're going to have a quick look here because they've absolutely smashed Juventus. Well, actually, they haven't. 11 shots, 3 on target, 3 goals. They've just been clinical as anything. We're going to watch the goals here. We're going to have a look at what this formation is doing to big sides. We're going to move this back into 2D as we did last time and a little bit quicker. So, a goal early on. Mazzocchi down the right hand side, ball in and to the far post, and Castanos putting that in at the far stick. Second goal is from a corner. It looks like they've just crosses into the box. Have absolutely killed Juventus. And then the third goal from open play, ball out to Castanos on the left, headed back to Verdi. He's ball to Castanos, and a shot from the edge of the box beats the goalkeeper 3-0. So 2 set pieces. They really made the most of their set pieces with this formation. But we have another relegation on our hands. Salernitana have failed in their bid to stay in Serie A. They did better than what they were expected to, though. Expected to finish bottom of the table. They've nearly made it out, and if it wasn't for that run of 9 games at the end where they didn't pick up a victory, they may have just survived in Serie A. Next up, we're going to go over to France. We're going to go over to Clermont. Again, predicted to finish bottom, this time of Ligue 1, and let's see how they get on with this formation. Now, this is the biggest shock of this simulation so far. Clermont have finished 6th in French Ligue 1, 61 points, 5 points clear of Troyes, and 6 points clear of Rennes, and 9 points clear of Lyon, who finished in 9th. They have secured Europa Conference League football for the season of 22-23. Absolutely fantastic. 8+ goal difference as well, which is up there with Strasbourg, with Troyes, and better than Rennes, better than Lyon, better than Bordeaux, better than Montpellier, and obviously better than these teams in the bottom half of the table. So they've done absolutely fantastically here. If we just go into it, they got knocked out of the French Cup at their first stage, the 9th round, against Bordeaux. 1-1 draw, and they lost on penalties there. But some good run of forms here. This run here where they beat Saint-Etienne, Marseille, Bordeaux, Lille, Lorient, Lens, and then a draw against Nantes. 1-0 defeat against PSG there. How did they get in the other game against PSG? They lost 1-0 in both games. So really a successful tactic, and they end the season here. A bit indifferent, but it is enough to finish in 6th place and absolutely smash it for them. Such a fantastic performance. Shame they didn't do much better in the French Cup. What has that done for their finances? They've got 10 million for this season to spend to have some success in Europe. Really good performances. We can't check the goal scorers either because I've gone a little bit too far forward. I should have hung back a little bit, went straight through to July with it, which is slightly annoying. But I mean, it's got to be said, they have been absolutely fantastic. A couple of 0-0s here in the league, and then I mean a 5-5 here against Nice, a 5-1 victory over Bordeaux, 4-2 over Reims, 4-0 in a friendly, defeat 4-3 to Lens. Let's have a look at this 5-all draw against Nice. I mean, Nice have smashed them in terms of the shots, 19 shots to 18. I mean, on target 12 to 6, 6 shots on target, 5 goals for Clermont Foot. And let's have a look at the goals now, and let's see the chances that they concede as well, whether they're just set pieces or what they are. So let's again move into 2D and have a look at what this tactic looks like in a 5-all draw. This ball goes over top. Bale with the flick on to Gastien. Ball back through to Bale, who's in behind the defence. That is a great finish there. 4-1-0. I have to get my abacus out to keep count. Jordan Amarvi of Villa fame here. Ball in field to Lamina. He's ball into the far post, just not defending those wide ball. Stengs getting the header at the far post there. Ball out to Amarvi on the left-hand side. Another cross going to come in from the left-hand side, and Lamina, I presume. Stengs heads it back, and Casper Dolberg, he's on hand to nod in from a couple of yards out. That was all in the first 10 minutes as well. Kluivert into Delort. Stengs has made a bit of room coming in from that right side. I don't know if it's the wing back or the centre back there that just wasn't picking up. Corner kick, and again, making the most of the set pieces. I think that's 3-2 now. Kluivert with that ball over the top. Delors just getting away from him, man. It's a simple ball over the top. And it's just really not following the runners. Busquets into Gastien. Bayo coming inside. The first time ball into Abdul Samed with a nice finish there. That is 4-3, I believe. Again, coming down this left-hand side. Nice. Kluivert getting the ball back from Amavi. And that ball in Stengs once again at the far stick. I believe that is 5-3 with 20 minutes to go. So they've got some fight at this Clermont side. Hamill with the header from about 8 yards out. And then the final goal, Hamill, men getting forward. Look at the line of players getting forward here. Mendy on the left-hand side. Meant to aim for in the box. Keeper spills it out to Kai. And he taps it in the 94th minute for a 5-5 draw. We're just looking Gastien this time over on the left-hand side. Abdul Samid playing on the right-hand side of the midfield three. Bayo and Hamill are the two strikers. We didn't really see much of the fullbacks getting forward in that game. I've got to be honest. The midfield three all doing a decent job, as were the strikers. Hamill just getting 1 assist to his name there, I think. Is that an assist or is it a goal? It's a goal, sorry, to his name there to get a 7.7. Bayo with an assist and a goal, getting a 7.7 as well. So they've done a fantastic job. Last two teams now, we are going to go back to the British Isles. We're going to go to Blackpool and we're going to see how well this tactic does with Blackpool. So Blackpool finished in 13th place, just outside the top half of the table. They got 64 points from 46 games, won 18, lost 18, drew 10, plus 7 goal difference. So this tactic is doing wonders for the goal difference as well. If you just look through their fixtures, started like an absolute house on fire. Beat Bristol, beat Cardiff, beat Coventry, drew Bournemouth, beat Millwall. Then results started to drop off a little bit. Defeat against Fulham, beat Huddersfield, defeat against Middlesbrough. And then this is where the bad times started. Defeats against Forest and Reading, beat Preston. Then defeats against Sheffield United, Stoke, QPR. They went through the whole of November without winning. Picked up some form again in December and at the start of January. A few wins, few draws there. And then at the end of the season, they finished off poorly again here. Defeats against Swansea and Preston and Blackburn and Luton, and draws against Birmingham, West Brom, Forest, Sheffield United. I mean, the draw against West Brom is not a bad result. The draw against Forest isn't that bad of a result. Draw against Birmingham, you probably expect more. The draw against Sheffield United isn't bad. Defeats against Barnsley would be disappointing as well. And then they go all the way down here and beat Peterborough on the last day of the season 2-1. So they've got some decent results against some decent teams. Drawing against Derby here. So this tactic to me seems like they're not picking up results against teams that they really should be picking up results against. Birmingham here, team that they'd probably be looking to beat. West Brom was only a 1-0 defeat here. That would be a game that you'd probably expect to lose. So not the worst in the world. FA Cup, they beat Leeds in extra time. They then drew with Brentford and beat them in the replay. They then lost against Barnsley in the 5th round of the FA Cup. So they got to the 5th round of the FA Cup and they went out in the 4th round of the Carabao Cup to Man City. So they beat Scunthorpe in the first round 4-2, beat Accrington 2-1 in the second round, and in the third round beat Everton 2-0. So they've got some big scalps this season as well. So they've had a really, really good year. One thing we are going to do as well while we're here is we're going to look at some of the other teams. So in League 2, Scunthorpe finished in, and I cannot see them for the life of me. Anyone see Scunthorpe? Answer on the postcard? Oh wait, this is... Just realised they must have got relegated or promoted. So what have they done? Scunthorpe finished rock bottom. So that has shown that that was definitely a worthwhile formation for them. We're going to look at how Clermont got on. They got relegated as well. So they finished in 19th in League 1. We're going to quickly go across to Salernitana. I think I've spelled that wrong. Still think I've spelled that wrong. Salernitana, isn't it? You don't get this with some of the bigger ones, I'll tell you that. No, they're in Serie B as well, so they got promoted, relegated as well. They finished in 18th, same as what it was with ours. And we'll have a quick look at our last team, Motherwell, to see how they got on. Motherwell finished in 8th place. So we're going to go over to Motherwell now. Before we start anything with Motherwell, we're going to check how Blackpool got on this season without this formation. Obviously, here they finished in, I've got to go back and check. I believe it was 13th, wasn't it? As I clicked the wrong button. 13th, yep. So we're going to go forward. We're going to look at Motherwell now. We're going to check how Blackpool got on with this formation as well. Just comparing it to how they would have got on without it. 13th here with 64 points from 46 games. let's have a look at Motherwell. So here we are at Motherwell. Before we get underway, we're going to just check out Blackpool. As we said, Blackpool didn't get relegated, so that's a plus. They finished in 11th, so they actually did better. So yeah, not sure what to make of that really, considering some of the other results we've had. Motherwell, who finished 8th when we just checked in Blackpool simulation, they finished in, as we go to the Cinch Premiership, we'll go to stages, we'll go back a year, and they finished in 5th, sealing Europa Conference League football, 50 points from 38 games. Brilliantly done. European football, obviously the top 5 out of the Scottish League, top 5 of those top 6 at the split all get European football, so they've done a fantastic job there. Really, really impressive. Just look back through some of their fixtures as well. So in the Premier Sports Cup, it looks like they won every game. Won in the second round of that, got to the quarterfinals and lost in extra time to Partick Thistle. They didn't start the season particularly great, actually. If you look down here, by the time the 23rd of October came, that was their first victory of the season, a 2-1 victory over Dundee. Then struggled their way through. So when do they pick up form? Because it looks as if they pick up form in January. They win 3 out of 4, just the 1 win in February, and then from March they go on an unbeaten run throughout the whole of March and April, which I'm guessing was enough. Yeah, the March and start of April was enough to get them into the top 6, and then from then on, they lost 2 games against Celtic and Rangers. The rest of the games they either won or draw, which got them the 5th place finish. It's a weird looking season actually. I just want to go back and have a look at it, because they couldn't have won too many games last season. They won 13, lost 14 and drew 11, so drew an awful lot of games. Celtic scored 105 points here at the top, absolutely smashing it. What's that? That's nearly that's a 29-point lead over Rangers at the top of the table. So there you have it. Ranger teams, only one failure in there as well. That was Salernitana, who went down anyway in some of the other simulations. We'll just check actually how they got on in this one as well. Salernitana stayed up in this version of it. So they finished 17th. They survived by the skin of their teeth this time, which is obviously a one-off. They're obviously around that 17th to 18th mark. We just failed with them with this formation. But as for the rest, Clermont getting European football, Motherwell getting European football, Blackpool just finishing just outside the top half, and Scunthorpe finishing in the top half of their league as well. Really successful formation. I would like to thank Josh Daly once again for letting me use this formation, let me test it out with some of these other teams. We've had a little bit of a mixed bag. On the whole, though, very, very successful. Just Salernitana letting us down, really. If you've enjoyed today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. A link down to the video where this formation is built with Josh Daly will be down in the description, as will a link to his channel as well. Go over there and give him a subscribe as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon. Thank you and goodbye.